What's going on, everybody? Here it is, the non-spoiler review of the new remake, The Little Mermaid, man, 2023. Rob Marshall directs it. Halle Bailey stars in this movie. Okay, you're brand new to the channel. You've never been here before. Show a little class. Will you hit that button? Try to get to 100 by the end of the year. We hope that you help us out. Okay, so I'm going to be upfront when I say that I didn't like a lot of these trailers. I didn't like most of these trailers. I always thought that, and we had a chance to see Halle Bailey sing at one of the events, this D23, and thought she was fantastic. She had a really good voice. But I was like, I don't know. Everything I've seen so far of this movie, like the CGI, all of it, I was like, it doesn't look good to me. And people were very excited about it, and they thought it looked good. But what I didn't want to do is go in and just say, I'm not somebody who's just like, oh, they can't remake this movie. They can't put this person in there. Can't put that. I was like, look, if they're going to do it and they think this is the choice, fine. But if I don't like it, I'm going to say it. And I was prepared for both. I said to my daughter, look, there's two things that are going to happen. If I really like this movie, people are going to go, oh, you're afraid to tell Disney you like you want to lose your access, part one. Or if I don't like it, people are going to call me racist. That's what's going to happen. So where do I stand on it? I really like the movie. So go ahead and say what you're going to say. It's a really good remake. There's definitely a lot of things and problems that I have. I think she's fantastic. I think she is so good in the role. And I was like, look, a lot of people were going to say from the bat, like, we know she can sing, but can she carry the essence of Ariel? And the answer is yes. Now, as I said in my out of the theater reaction, if you are going into this movie just looking to hate it because of whatever it's politics or whatever it might be, then you really shouldn't see it, only for your own mental well-being, because you're just not going to like it. However, if you're open-minded to it and you want to say, okay, look, let me see if it's a good remake. Let me see if it's a good story. Do they add anything to it? Is there a reason to do it? And the answer is yes. To me, Cinderella is the best Disney remake that they've done so far. And the reason why is because it adds elements to the story. It doesn't change things. It adds elements to the story that furthers it and furthers the lore, things that were maybe missing. And I feel that this movie did that. Lion King, I liked watching the animals running around and singing and doing whatever the hell they were doing in live action form. I know, Bibbs, it's not live action, but you know what I'm saying. This movie, but Lion King is basically a shot for shot remake. So there's nothing to it. Beauty and the Beast, pretty much a shot for shot remake. This movie adds depth to the character. Eric has more to do. The relationship between Ariel and Javier Bardem, who plays the king, same thing. Like, I like Daveed Diggs a lot. To me, the Sebastian version in the animated is better. Now, I think they added some stuff, and I think what Diggs does is great for how he plays it. There was just something, I think, the way that he looked, and that was one of my biggest criticisms of the movie. There was a lot of times that it looked great, and that was the stuff that they did once Ariel gets to land and she makes the deal with Ursula and all that. But there's a lot of times that the CGI in the water looks like, I'm very aware that this is made by a computer. There are other times when, like the opening scene, it looks like they're in the ocean. I was like, well, that's great. Are they going to stay like this? So it's a hard balance. It seems like they're, it doesn't see it. It took me out of it a little bit sometimes, and then other times, not even in the water. It was the set. Sometimes it felt like they were on a set, but then there were other times when it looked really magical, and there were some really great moments. But the balance of what counts is the emotional attachment. And I was surprised. I didn't know. I was like, I've seen it before. A lot of the times with the remakes, can they add anything to it? In the trailers, it looks like they're just kind of doing the same thing they did with Lion King, and they don't. They add a lot to it. They add some new songs that I think work. Lin-Manuel Miranda definitely adds his spin to some of the stuff too. So if you're a fan of him, you're going to like some of the new choices that they made, but the Macon stuff is still there, and they play on it a little bit. Melissa McCarthy, the only criticism is not criticism on her, and more so where she looks like Melissa McCarthy with octopus legs. There's nothing really, her face, and they didn't really do anything to the color of her skin or anything to kind of make it look more, I think Ursula's a little more purple, grayish. I don't remember. I mean, but either way, it seemed, but that's a note. That's my criticism of the production of it, not her. She's great. She's great. She does. I mean, she has a Melissa McCarthyisms, but that's why you hire her, right? But she does the evil Ursula really, really well. Awkwafina does the seagull, whatever it is. And there's good humor in it. There's good humor in there, good jokes. So if you're going in saying, like, these are, again, if you're looking forward to it, I think you're going to love it. If you can't wait for it, you liked what you've seen in the trailers, you're going to love it. If you were skeptical because the trailers didn't look good, but you're open-minded to it, I think you're going to wind up liking it. Maybe a lot. If you're looking to not like it from the beginning because you don't like casting, you don't like this, avoid it. Again, for your own mental well-being. So you don't have to go on Twitter and say all this stuff too. Avoid it. But they do a really good job. Rob Marshall does a really good job. Like I said, I have my criticisms, but overall I'm going to go 3.9 out of 5 schmoes. I think it was a really, really well done movie. She's a superstar, and their chemistry works. Her and the kid who plays Eric, they give him a song, which is great. But yeah, I was impressed with it. I really was. And my daughter, who is 11, that was my favorite. So some stupid ass saying in my out of the theater, "Oh, imagine a grown man commenting on a children's movie." Well, first of all, dick face. There's a reason. One, I cover movies, so that's part one. Part two is I took my 11-year-old daughter to see it, and she loved it. Someone asked, could you take a 5-year-old to see it? I was going to take my 5-year-old to see it. I still think she'll like it. I think there's definitely scary images and things like that, but I think that she'll dig it. But I think it depends on your child. But anyway, that's it, man. That's my review of it. I thought it was a really well done sequel or remake rather. And I think that it's going to do very well in the theater. And I think that her voice, Bailey's voice is just, you'll feel it in the theater. You'll really feel it in the theater. It's powerful. It's powerful. Like it's like one of those, when you're in a concert and you just feel like, whoa. And it's a song that obviously a few of them, but it's like she puts her own thing to it, but not in a way that you're like, oh, they're changing the way the song's done. It's not. It's just it's powerful. So anyway, very curious to hear what you guys think. Go ahead and comment. Let me know. Is this something that you want to see and you're excited about it? Was it something you were kind of skeptical about, not sure, but I'm going to take my kids to see it? Or you're just like, no, I'm here to tell you I hate it and I hate you, and you're just saying this because you don't want to lose your access and show. I mean, go ahead and do that. We know that that's coming too. So have a blast. If that's what you need to do with yourself, then go ahead, write it. It's fine. But for the other people, the intelligent people, go ahead and put your comments in there, and let's have a conversation. Like whether, and again, not if you're like, it just not doing it for me. Don't like it. Don't like where it's going, how it looks. And I don't really think that the trailers didn't work for me. And you have that's movies, man. It doesn't mean that you're anything except a person who looked at it and said, it doesn't look like it's for me. And I think that's fair. And I think there's other people on the other side that'll go, well, wait a minute, why don't you want to see it? How you express yourself is the most important. Why don't you want to see it? And if you do, what are you excited about? What do you think? And once you see it, come back and let me know. Excited to hear your thoughts. All right, anyway, hit that button, will you? Show a little. Subscribe to the channel. Let's do it. Me and you. Appreciate you. Later.